All right. All right. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is Steve and Cedric talking to the band. And I'm Steve. What's happening, Cedric?
Hey, what's up? I'm Cedric. How y'all doing out there?
Listen, we want you right now to call, tag, text somebody, and let them know that we're on live right now. Call somebody, tag somebody, and text somebody. If you have missed any of our previous episodes, go to our YouTube channel, subscribe to the channel, make sure you smash that like button and like those videos and hit that alert button so you get a notification when we upload new content. Cedric, where else can they find us at,
man,
bro?
you can check us out at Steve and Cedric Talking to the Number 2 Band on Instagram and Twitter. That's Steve and Cedric Talking to the Number 2 Band on Instagram and Twitter. Y'all check us out, please.
Cedric, my man.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Well, hey, man, what's up, man?
We got another monster show today, man.
Yeah, we do. Yeah. You know, first
go ahead, man.
I gotta give a shout out, man. Before we even get this started, I just gotta give a shout out, man, to my wife, man, for this making me this hat, man. You know, this is her first venture, man, in business, man. She makes she designs clothes and stuff like that. So, man, I'm proud of her, man. I'm proud of her. Yeah.
And you should be, bro.
Yeah, man. So that's a cool thing. But man, let's get back to the show, man.
Yeah. And I love that 815. I love it. Yeah,
thank you, bro. Thank you, bro. Thank you.
We got a monster show, man.
Yeah, we do.
We are rocking with,
man.
A
Hold
beautiful,
hey, people don't
sexy,
know. Don't know.
Hot,
yeah.
I'm free.
Yeah. Yes,
we're
sir.
rocking with Beth.
Yeah.
Beth, baby.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Hey. Cedric, how y'all doing? I like that intro. Thank you.
Hey, my pleasure. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an honor to have you.
Thank you,
Beth.
Yes.
Just how you doing? What's happening with you?
I'm in Detroit, so we digging ourselves out of a little snow right now.
Ooh, yeah.
But it's okay. I'm good. I'm happy. We're used to it. It ain't no surprise. It comes every year around the same time, We just had about 10 inches of snow, and it's probably about 13, 14 degrees today.
Ouch.
But that's okay. You just pull out your little fur and your little boots and you're going about your business. But everything's great. This time in our world right now, I'm just happy to be alive,
Man,
and happy to have my family and my friends with me.
That's for sure.
And I'm happy to be growing as an artist and as a person, because I think everybody's gone through so much in 2020, 2021, and we're entering into 2022. So I think it's just a time where we all are grateful to be alive. And if you are a creative and you're an artist and you're still here and you're still breathing and you have the activity of your limbs to continue to do the things that you love that make you happy, it's a great time. So that's how I'm feeling right now.
That's wonderful. That is wonderful.
That's how
very well said. Yeah.
That's well said. Very well said.
You got a lot going on. You
try.
are busy. You're about to embark on a great tour with Kim, singing background for Kim, Kenny Babyface Edmonds,
wow.
and Sherry Shepherd.
Yes.
The Full Circle tour.
Yes.
Nice.
I'm so excited about the tour. I've been doing background with Kim for about 9 years now. And I love working with him. And it's just been an amazing experience, because I remember when I first started working with him, he was great. But I've been able to, over these past couple of years, watch him be greater. And it's just an encouragement to me as a background singer that now does solo as well, to see what is tangible to happen for me as well. I've been able to have a front row seat working with him. So I'm extremely proud of him. I'm honored to work with him. I'm excited to hit this 26 city tour and to grow and to see and to just go around the country. So I'm excited about that.
Yeah, this is going to be a hot show. I know it.
Sure is, man. Wow. Yeah.
You've been in this a long time. Single out free. Videos on YouTube. Everybody make sure you check that out. What's the inspiration behind that single? Where is that coming from? That whole vibe.
Ooh, well, Free was on my first album, and that is the title cut to that album. And I think when we wrote that song is produced by Cordell Walton, who happens to be Charlie Wilson's music director. Okay. And Charlie Wilson's going out with New Edition and Jodeci. Okay. You know? So all my people working right now, it's a great thing.
Yeah.
We came out with that song. You know, that was a time where I was really digging deep into finding out who I was and who I wanted to be. You know, it's almost one of these songs where you're talking about where you are in the presence, but where you see yourself. And I wanted to be free of the stigma that I had put on myself and the limits I had put on myself to spread my wings and be a solo artist. So I loved doing that video. You know, that video talked about it too, because it started out in black and white and then transitioned into color at the end. And that's just how I feel like my progression has been as an artist. You know, you starting out and you don't really know what you're doing. You don't know where you're going. And then all of a sudden you start to get your bearings and it's on and popping, you know? So I love it. I love to perform that song, and I love to hear the audience sing along with me. That's a crowd favorite.
Wow.
Yeah,
wow, man.
It's definitely
cool.
catchy.
That's cool.
You know, you've been in this a long time, Beth. Worked with Anita Baker, formerly worked with her.
Yep.
I mean, just a legend in the game. You're part of legendary genes. Your father, you know, Johnny, and it just, you know, for a lot, our show is really based around artists who are really working, but you know, a lot behind the scenes, and we want to inspire, encourage other artists who are trying to break into the music game. How did you even get started? Like, how did you get started in all of this?
First of all, I love that you have my picture in the back. Thank you.
Yeah.
So much. I appreciate that. I remember that exact photo shoot too. You know, getting started, it started as a desire, something I wanted to do, and I didn't really know what to do or how to do. So honestly, I was trying to be strategic in how to be connected to people that I felt I could grow with and learn from. So the first thing that I did, and I'll never forget this, I got a job at a recording studio as a receptionist, and I was just making $10 an hour answering the phone. But this was a popping studio downtown in Detroit, and everybody was coming through there. You know, anybody who would come into town was going through there. Aretha Franklin, you know, just anybody who was anybody would come through. Artists were coming through, like Jill Scott having listening parties and stuff in there. And I was the girl at the front desk, you know, Harmony Park Studios, how can I help you? You know, I answered the phone. I was like, oh, I'm gonna meet somebody up in here. So that was what I did. And at the time, you know, I was doing demos and stuff like that. And I had come across Michael Powell, who was the founder of Chapter 8 that put Anita Baker out initially. And I had met him through somebody else, but he came in one day and I was just like, Mr. Powell, you know, if you're ever looking for a singer, let me know. And he had already heard about me and knew who I was. And he was like, you know, I may have some things for you. So he put me on a couple projects to work on. And one of them was Yolanda Adams' Christmas album, What Christmas Means. So he let me do background on that album, I think 5 songs. And then he also let me demo the songs for Yolanda Adams as well. And that was awesome. And from there, he was like, you know what, you all right. And he took me to Aretha Franklin first to try to get me to go on tour with her. But because I had never toured before, she didn't want me to tour with her first and have to break me in. So she passed on me. The next artist he took me to was Anita Baker. And she said, okay. And then I went 5 years with her. And just from working with her, the experience that I gained and the mentorship from Michael Powell led me to him. And I met Kim, and Kim was like, well, if you work with Anita, then yeah, you can work with me. And then I've been with him 9 years. So it's just kind of like a progression. And I just never stopped. You know, I continued to do background. I continued to do demos, side gigs, all that kind of stuff. So I could learn everything I could, being a sponge. And eventually I was like, okay, now I want to do solo. So it's just kind of been a progression.
Hey, Beth.
Wow.
Beth, back then, did you envision that? Did you envision being where you are right now?
I can't really answer that. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just trying to get my foot in the door, and I was just like, but okay, I can't answer that. All I wanted to do was be a background singer. I didn't want to be a solo artist. I was like, if I can be a background singer and I can tour and I can travel the world, I'm like, oh, that's dope. I don't have the pressures of being up front. I don't have to deal with all the drama. I'm in the back. I still get to be cute, whoop, whoop, be on my note.
Yeah.
I don't got to deal with all that other stuff.
Yeah.
And it was Mike Powell who kept pushing me. He was like, no, I think you a solo artist. And I was like, no, I'm a background singer. And we went back and forth. And that's why I ended up covering the song that he did with Chapter 8 that Anita sang, I Just Want to Be Your Girl. Because he was like, you gonna do an album and this the song you gonna do. And I love Mike. Mike is one of my dearest friends. I call him Uncle Brother.
Yeah.
So, because he's like a brother to me. And he was like, you're going to do an album and you're going to do this song and I'm going to take you in the studio. And I was really intimidated because I was like, first of all, I sing background for the woman, 8-time Grammy winning person who did this song.
And she was telling you to do it?
No, not her. He was.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Wow.
Yeah. He wrote the song and Anita recorded that song like over 30 years ago. Yeah. That was one of those classic songs. So he was like, I think this song needs to be remade and I want you to do it. And I was like, Mike, like, I'm not doing this. Because Anita sang the song, like, I'm not coming behind Anita Baker doing this, you know? And he was like, well, I wrote it. I produced it on her. I'm going to produce it on you. You going to do it. So he took me in the studio to do it. And man, it came out all right.
Wow. Wow. I think you're being modest when you say it came out all right.
Yeah, right.
Did you kill it? Yeah.
I got his stamp of approval on it, you know.
That's it.
Because he told me, I remember before we recorded the song, he was like, are you familiar with the song? You know that part at the end when she goes really high at the end of the song? If you're not familiar with it, it's a part at the end where she hits this pivotal note, you know, that you listen to the song and you waiting on this song, right? I mean, waiting on that note. And he was like, can you hit that note? I think I can hit the note. No, can you hit the note? I was like, I think I can hit it. And he was like, hit it, you know, sing that part. And I sang it. He was like, sing it again. I sang it again. He was like, sing it again. Like he made me do it over and over. Mike is one of the nicest people you know. But in the studio, ooh,
wow.
He cracked the whip. And he was like, sing it again, sing it again, sing it again, sing it again, sing it again. And finally, he was like, okay, you can record the song. He said, because if you can't do that note, we're not doing this song.
Wow.
And he made sure I could do it. And we recorded it. And the first take of that song, it wasn't good. He was like, go home and practice. And then we went back in and he was like, you all right. So
that was a defining moment to let you know that you can really be out there in front.
No, it wasn't. Not for me.
It
wasn't.
Really?
I mean, I feel like as a solo artist, you have several defining moments. You know, there's layers and there's levels. And I think for me, this is just my opinion. I think if you're an artist that wants to grow, there's several defining moments. Like this show that I have Saturday, that's going to be a defining moment for me because I'm opening for a legend.
Yeah.
You know? That'll be a defining moment for me, but then there's going to be another defining moment that's going to come that's going to teach me something else.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to try to learn that lesson so that I can get to the next point and learn something else. You know,
wow, that's big.
there's no point where I ever feel like, oh yeah, I got this because I did this. No, I just did that thing. There's another thing I got to do.
I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, I hear you. Let me ask you this. Man, your dad was huge, man. Huge. And I heard somewhere where he didn't want you to get into this music business.
He turning over his grave now, probably. You know, he didn't want me to do this because, and I didn't get it at the time, but I get it now. It's a never, you're on a hamster wheel sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But there are, like you just said, defining moments. And as artists, we live for those defining moments. There was a lot of hurt and rejection and disappointment that he faced as a Motown musician. And he just didn't want me to feel that. He didn't want me to deal with that. He wanted me to go to college and get my degree and probably be in corporate America. And I did that for a minute, but my heart kept pulling me back to, you know, the music. And I have a brother and sister. They don't do it. I'm the only one out of the three of us that do this.
That's crazy, man. That is crazy for people who don't know, man, who her dad is, man. Golly, man. If Motown music, all
legendary.
Legendary, man. I mean, wow. Marvin
Johnny
Gaye,
Griffith,
Supremes, man. I mean, he got his hands in all that, man. Wow.
Johnny Griffith, man.
Crazy.
I'm honored that my father left a legacy in American music. And I'm also honored that my father was a record label owner. He owned his own music back in the day when people weren't doing that. And that's why I own my own record label, because I wanted to do what my dad instilled in me to do so that I could control as much of it as I can for myself and not be forced to be something that's not comfortable for me to be or to do.
Ooh. Speaking of record labels, what is your record label? Can you explain your record label? Do you have another artist on there? Or?
No, I'm the only artist right now. And eventually I do want to put somebody else out, but I'm just ironing out the kinks with me. It's a lot to do this.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot to figure out your marketing plans and to the music and to listen to the music and to hire producers and to pay for studio time. You know, I just did a photo session yesterday, was 6 hours. Yeah. I was, the funny thing is I was so tired. I went home and laid across the bed and I woke up this morning, full makeup on my face. I don't even remember going to sleep. You know, I came home, had a cup of tea.
That's what it takes. Yeah.
I woke up and I was like, what is this on my head? It was made. I was like, oh my God, I didn't wash my face. So those are the things that look glamorous, but those are the things it takes. And then you have to find the right makeup artist. You have to have the right stylist, and you have to have, there's a photographer and a makeup artist that work together that I work with, but I've been working with them. They've shot almost everything for me besides my first album. They didn't do that cover, but everything since then, my singles and everything that I've dropped, they've shot that, the visuals, all of that kind of stuff. And I'm very loyal. So if I work with you and we have a good thing going, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know, we got an issue, we try to tweak it, but I'm not gonna just hop around and see what everybody can do. I got my core people I work with. And that's what a label does. They have things in-house and they work and they pull from the skill set and the people that you can trust and you know got you. So with my label, that's what we do. I got an A&R. I'm here. My main producer is my A&R. He's at my photo sessions. He's like, that don't look right, that don't sound right. You're not doing that, this when you're doing that. So I have a lot of help and I have knowledgeable people that work with me.
Nice.
What type of artist is your label looking for? Because we're located in Rockford, Illinois, an hour outside of Chicago.
Yeah, y'all not far off.
Yeah, we got a lot of great musicians, a lot of great singers here.
Yeah, we do.
What type of artists and musicians is your label looking for?
Dedicated.
Yeah, that's number one. Yeah.
Because
that's number one.
I could find a great dedicated artist, and I would not pick a genre of music that I'm not familiar with being able to help them in and market them in. So that's the first thing. I'm R&B, so that's our strength now. But to describe the artist I'm looking for, I would say dedicated. You got to know this thing is not no joke. It's not all about Instagram doesn't make you an artist. Let me start there.
Wow.
Facebook don't make you an artist. Just because you can get on there and sing don't make you an artist.
Man, you dropping nuggets.
But an artist is a person who eats, sleep, breathes this thing.
That's right. That's
I'm
right.
really tired today from yesterday's shoot. Yeah. And they're tracking my music now for my show. Most artists wouldn't even be here.
Yeah, right.
They would be like, when y'all track it, when y'all get it, send it to me and let me hear it.
Yeah, yeah.
When my songs are being mixed and mastered, I'm sitting right there.
Yeah. Man.
I want to hear it. I want to learn it. And Marcus will tell me, my producer and my A&R, his name is Marcus Divine. He has worked with everybody. And I'm just honored to even work with him. And I tell him all the time, I say, I don't even, I'm so honored you work with me. He has over 30 years in the business. And he tells me most artists don't sit here while you mastering their stuff.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm listening, I'm asking questions. They're tracking the music. I want to hear that. I want to be there. I love being in the studio. I love the whole element of it. So when you are a true artist everything that comes with that artistry, you need to be invested in that. This is you. This is your brand. This is your life. This is your legacy. And it's everything.
Man, that was a whole lake of nuggets, man. Wow. Good grief, man.
It's the truth. I love what I do. I truly love what I do. You know, when I said I'm tired, I got up this morning. I told you I had my makeup on. I was exhausted, but I got up and got myself together. I looked at my calendar because you guys know Ron, who reached out to you.
Hell yeah.
Ron, your calendar. I look at my calendar. I see where I'm supposed to be. And I was like, well, I'll just do my Zoom at the studio. I'm not going to not do your thing, and I'm not going to not do my thing. We're going to make it work.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes, that's really good.
That's it.
Good. Now, go ahead,
I want to go to the voice.
Okay.
Your voice. What was the voice experience like? I mean, in a nutshell.
Oh,
was it worth it?
Or
did it help your career, or did it hurt your career?
I need a big nut so I can tell you. Honestly, it was one of the best things that has ever happened to me.
Whoa.
It was one of the most emotional things that has ever happened to me. And I grew so much. So the best thing is because I took a chance on myself to put myself out there in front of people, knowing I was going to be eliminated in front of millions of people. So that was a strengthening tool right there. And I'm glad I did it, because I think as artists, we want everybody to love us and love what we do. And music is subjective. And sometimes you get cut, eliminated, and ignored. And it's not because you're not good. Your time is just up. Your season is up there. Yeah. So you got to make sure you learn everything you can while you're there. So I'm glad that I did that, because it strengthened me as a person and my endurance for the business. It also strengthened me because I was able to see what was in Hollywood, the lights, camera, and action. And I know it's tangible to me now because I did it. I was there and I touched it. I know it's real. I know I can go back and do that.
Yeah,
it's not good. Just a dream for me. Like, oh, I sure would like to. No, I did that. I know it's there. I know how to recreate that thing now.
Yeah.
And being able to work with Kelly Clarkson and John Legend and being able to talk to them and have them mentor me and critique me and give me, y'all said I'm giving y'all nuggets, but they gave me nuggets that I take with me now. Every time I perform different now since I've been on that stage.
Yeah.
I wish I could have been on the show longer. I wish I would not have been eliminated so soon, but I understand my time was up in that place. And it's okay. I loved it though. If I could do it again, I would. I definitely would.
Wow.
Right. Refresh my memory. Did you make it to the battle round?
Yeah, but they called it something different. So the weird thing about the season that I was on, they started something new called cross battles. And they did it that one season and then they took it away because it didn't work. So okay. I'm like, so y'all guinea pigged on me the season I was there. Well, that's what happened. It was one of those things where they didn't let the judges pick for the cross battles. They let the public, they went live earlier than what they normally do and let the public vote on. And they said we should have never done that, but it was done at that point. So they didn't do their regular format.
Okay.
So yes, technically I did make the battles because they changed the way the battles were.
Okay.
And that's when I got eliminated. Yeah.
Now to me,
because they put me up against a country artist, and you know how that goes.
Yeah, right. It's more, yeah, exactly. But to me, what's more crazier, man, you were a body double for Whitney Houston.
She's my favorite.
That's even crazier, man. I'm like, wow, man, how'd you get that gig?
What the mothers in the church say? The Holy Ghost. That's how that happened. You know, it was like crazy. They were it was a time where there was a lot of movie incentives here in Detroit, and they were doing a whole lot of stuff here. And a friend of mine called me and said, hey, they're casting for a movie. You should go down there and be an extra. And I was like, yeah, okay, whatever. I wasn't really doing anything. And this was in between me working with Anita. I wasn't with Anita anymore. I had not started with Kim yet. And I had already connected with Kim. Kim was on tour, and I was supposed to meet him when he came home. True story, okay? So I go audition. They call me for a part. I'm not available. I said, well, y'all, please call me back. I'm not doing anything. I would love to be in the movie. When they called me back the second time, it was for the body double position, but they didn't tell me that's what it was for. So I'm the same height, same shoe size, same clothes size as Whitney Houston, and the same birthday, which was just crazy. I knew that. I think they knew that because I had to fill all that out on the paper. And so I end up being this body double and everything. And on the set of the movie, Kim had a cameo appearance. And that's where Kim and I actually met for the first time, on the movie set too.
Wow.
So then after the movie, then I end up going out on the road with him. And so that was kind of crazy too. But working with her, you know, as a body double, I would come to set every day. Her part lasted probably about 30 days. And I was there every day, probably 16 to 18 hours a day. I would come in 4 or 5 in the morning, makeup, set, wardrobe. I'd come home 11, 12, 1 in the morning. You know, the hours were crazy, and they would give us a day off sometimes when we had like 18-hour days. It was really long. I'd be on set. They'd adjust the cameras, the lights, and Whitney would be sitting over to the side with her script, her lines, and she would be watching how the cameras and the directors and how they were positioning me, because I was basically physically acting out her parts. Walk here, do this, raise your hand, because they were adjusting the lights and the cameras. So she would literally sit there and see all of that. And then she'd say good morning, I would say good morning, and then she would go do her part, and I would sit to the side and watch her do her scenes.
Wow. Man.
It's incredible, because she's just, you know, and I say it in the present tense, you know, she is, for me, my favorite singer of all time.
Yeah,
and to see her
too,
act, and to see her act and to be in her presence was something like a dream come true. I never thought it was going to happen, and it did. And I got a chance to actually talk to her and let her know that we had the same birthday. And I got a chance to hug her, and we took a wonderful picture. And so it was just a great experience for me. And it encouraged me, because that was something I felt was impossible. Like, how many people get to meet their absolute favorite, you know, actor or actress or singer? And when I got that opportunity to do that, I was like, wow, okay, this is like crazy that I meet my favorite person. And that was in October or November. And then she died in February, the following February.
Crazy, man. Wow. Wow, man.
Amazing. Amazing.
I got to tell you, man, I got to listen to some stuff, you know, your music, man. And you're an incredible singer, man. You're a very great singer. I want to ask this question. You spend a lot of time with Anita Baker, and you spend a lot of time with Kim. Uh-huh. What are the 3 things that you took from both of them?
With Anita, be strong. Be strong. She's such a strong woman. And at the same time, she has a very soft side as well. And I learned from her the strength of being a Black woman running your business and doing your show. I loved that about her, and the knowledge that she had and that she had obtained over the years of her doing her business. I loved that about her. I loved her generosity. She was very, very generous, very giving. And just as strong as she was just as giving and loving. I had the best time working with her. And if she would ever call me again, I'd come running. You know, I love her. I obtained the name BETH Always Sings. That's my Instagram and Twitter handle and my website name. She gave me that name. So I will always love her and cherish her and honor her for being my first major artist that I worked with, and me getting the foundation and learning from her.
Nice.
So that's from her. And with Kim, watching an artist just make it happen, just not stop, just keep going, just keep grinding. I talked to Kim about maybe like September, October. It was a couple months ago. We were talking about the tour coming up, and I hadn't talked to him a while. We were just chatting. And I told him, I said, you know, I actually model what I do after you. He was like, what? I was like, I've watched you grow and just become great. And you were opening for people or on the ticket with people, but maybe we come out first and then we start coming out second. And I said, and now you get ready to headline a tour? Like I said, I've watched this happen. I said, you encourage me so much, and his grind don't stop. And I love that about him. And, you know, just being able to watch it. And for me, it's tangible. You know what I'm talking about? You seeing stuff happen?
Yeah.
Like I've seen it happen. I got a front row seat.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow.
And I love it. So I'm honored I got a chance to share that with him and tell him what he meant to me, of me being able to watch him and watch him grow and be great. He's going to headline Babyface. Like, you know, he was in the crib watching Babyface at one time.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I'm like, you doing this thing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I add one more artist too, because the latter part of last year, I did about 10 or so dates with Najee.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
An incredible artist too. And from Najee is one of the kindest people I've ever met.
Yeah.
I met him on a whim and gave him my CD and asked him would he listen to it and if he ever needed a singer to call me, and he did. So he keeps it. And then I did another show with him, and I said, Najee, I would love to go on the road with you. He said, you want to go on the road with me? I said, yes. He said, okay. And the next week I got a phone call and they gave me a list of dates.
Oh, wow, man.
So add there too. He keeps his word. He's one of the kindest people, one of the nicest people. And I can't wait to work with him again as well.
That's
man. So cool. Oh my goodness. What an honor.
Yeah,
what an honor.
I'm really honored. And you know, from me working with Najee, he has a music director named Blair Bryant, who's a smooth jazz artist. Incredible young man. He and I just did a remake of Sade, Kiss of Life.
Oh yeah, nice.
Oh, it's hot.
When is that coming out? When is that coming out, Beth?
April 15th.
Ooh, I gotta make sure we get that.
Yeah,
yes,
so that's on Blair Bryant's project.
Okay.
And so I can't wait till that comes out. So yeah. So that was a relationship I developed from, you know, working with Najee. So, you know, I'm all about building relationships and meeting people and doing things, you know?
Yeah.
Man,
were you surprised? Last question. I just got
go ahead, sis. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead.
Were you surprised that it was rolling like that? You know, it rolled. I mean, your career.
It doesn't. Okay, so when I tell the story, it sounds like it happened fast.
Yeah.
It don't happen that fast. There's some big gaps between.
It sure sound like that too. It sound like everything just happened right
No.
back to back.
No. There's some gaps in there. So what you saying is, does it surprise you? I'm like, no, some of that stuff I was waiting on.
Okay. Because I was so surprised when you was telling us. I'm like, wow.
It's been over, all of these things have happened over time. You know, I started working with Anita in 2007. So that's when it started happening in 2007. It's 2022. So it's been some time.
Wow.
I've been working throughout this whole amount of time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, wow.
It is perseverance. Like in 2016, I had the opportunity to sing on Dancing with the Stars. That happened because the music director at the time for Anita, Ray Chu, he did musical direction for her for a while. I met him, connected with him. He called and invited me to the show. So these little things, these relationships that I built and meeting people and being good at what I do, my phone will ring, but there'll be some gaps in between.
Yeah.
You know,
I hear you.
I'll be eating sandwiches in between sometimes. I'll be like, you know. So,
well, man, Beth, that's wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Thank you.
Just real quick, tell everybody about the upcoming gig that you got coming up with Peabo Bryson, you know, and where you all will be at.
Okay. This Saturday coming up, if you're in the metropolitan Detroit area, I will be opening for Peabo Bryson. February 12th, we'll be at Andiamo Showroom in Warren, Michigan. And I'll be there with my band, and we'll have 30 minutes to rock out, warm up the stage for this legend. And so that's February 12th. March 22nd, my single will be coming out, the second single to my second album, which I'm so excited about, which is called Let Me Be. That'll be out. And then the full album, I think it's about 12 cuts on that. That comes out in June.
Wow.
And then 30th, I hit the road with Kim for a 26-city tour with Kim and Babyface and Sherry Shepherd for the Full Circle tour.
That's in
Full
June?
Circle tour.
Okay,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, the tour is from March 30th to about mid-May.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
When will you be? Okay, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so and then my second album, the full album will be out in June.
Nice.
When will y'all be in Chicago? When will you be in this area?
We're hitting Chicago, and I think we're not getting into Chicago till April sometime, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
Yeah, but we should on the list.
Great.
Man. Well, definitely want to thank you. And please, what your social media platforms?
Thank you.
Where can people, follow you? How can they find you? What's your social media platforms again?
My social media platforms, if you go to Instagram, which I'm mostly on Instagram, you can hit Beth Always Sings, and that's BETHALWAYSSINGS. And that's also my website, BethAlwaysSings.com. And you can go to the website and check it out. In October, I released a children's book, which is also on my website.
Wow.
So you can get that. That's the first thing that pops up. If you got any babies, first, second, third grade, it's called I'm Beautiful Inside and Out. They can, they'd love to, talking about anti-bullying and being nice and just loving your self-assurance and self-awareness. So all of that stuff is on my website. You can check it out. And I haven't put the tour dates and anything up yet, but all of that stuff, we'll be updating the website soon.
Man, great. Wow.
Cool. We got some people watching, Beth, that want to say what's up to you. Virgil Hobson says what's up. Elton Allen wants to say what's up. Keena says what's up. So there's a few people on that's checking you out.
Thank you so much.
Thank you all for tuning in and watching. Beth, thank you again.
Thank you guys so much for having me on your show. I appreciate it so very much.
Oh, man, it was great. It was beautiful.
And
absolutely.
I hope in the future.
Yes.
Oh, for
sure.
Yes. For sure.
Yes. That's
we gotta have you come. Hey, when that single and that album drops.
That's a bet.
You gotta work that out.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And tell your manager, Ron, tell him, say, what's up? Ron, what's up, baby?
Thank you so very much. Ron is actually not my manager. Ron just handles my marketing and things like that.
Oh, okay.
My manager is Courtney Benjamin under Benjamin Entertainment Group. So Ron and I work, I talk to Ron all the time because he handles my calendar and books interviews and things for me. So shout out to Ron. I appreciate him. I'm so glad that he connected with you guys and your audience. Yes. So thank you, and shout out to the Chicago area. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Absolutely.